Alright, and we're back. Yeah. Alright, it is 9 o'clock. Time for the brackets to go up for the SC2SEA.com's 2 vs 2 Open Weekly Tournament. This is the second one of its kind, and this is originally a 32-team tournament, but we've only got 17 teams, so one team is definitely going to be taking out a bye. And the rest of them, I don't know what's going to happen with the brackets. We're going to be finding out in a few moments. And here we do have the brackets coming up now. So we've got Shakers TA Pal versus Krakenstein, just some other teams. Holy crap! First round, Benji versus Light versus Benji and Light versus Revenant and Alternatives Aaron. This is going to be the match that I'm going to be watching straight off the bat. Benji, Light, Aaron, Rev. I want in, please. So in case you don't know, all four of these players are extremely high players. They're all masters and probably the best in C. Benji, the renowned caster in our community, of course, most people would know him. And he's actually let me know that there's going to be a little bit of a fun strategy potentially going on, Mr. DeRitter. So we're just going to have to wait and see as we get the first game coming up now. This tournament is going to be best of ones up until the semis, and then the finals, which are going to be best of threes. And so stick around. Unfortunately, we're not going to have a losers brackets for this tournament, which would really allow this sort of situation where it's a stat game at the start. This would really allow the second best team, which I really think is going to be one of these two, to fight through the winners brackets and meet with the first place team in the finals. Unfortunately, we do not have double elimination tonight. We only have single elimination, which is fine. Let's take a look at some of these other teams. We've got Witness to Fitness, WTF, with TA Del and TA Lost going to be playing Art of War. We've got some other members from the community. Not really sure who some of them are. A lot of them are not from unknown teams at the moment. And shout out right now to Zergtastic and Baka Inu for organizing this tournament. They've been organizing a lot of the SC2 SEA tournaments as of late, allowing some of the old school people to take some breaks, such as Mr. Skybreaker and Nirvana. Actually, Nirvana and Yoon able to take out the first 2 vs 2 tournament, and here we are being invited to the game at the moment. This is going to be a best of 1. So yeah, the first map's going to be Gutter Hulk. And yeah, Zerg and Protoss, both of the NGen players, extremely high get out. Sorry, that was my friend who joined actually. And yeah, Aaron, a prolific Protoss player, Revenant, obviously, and dominant Zerg player. Both of these players hailing from Singapore. Both of the NGen players actually residing in Sydney, in Australia. So this is going to be Australia versus Singapore at the moment, I believe. And Revenant just going to be getting ready and turning off the GSL. Jaxie going to be joining in for the game, as well as this is going to be something that may or may not be epic. Yeah, just waiting for Revenant to turn off his GSL at the moment. So let's take a look at this map, because I'm not really familiar with 2 vs 2 maps. I was just checking this out today. This is going to be a symmetrical map right here. 4 players, obviously the 2 teammates are going to be spawning top and right, whereas team 2 is going to be left and south. So, well, that's what I think at least. So that will allow them to expand closer to each other around the edges, eventually take the gold, and duke it out for these extremity expansions to the northwest and the southeast. I can make it 3 if both sides agree. Oh, okay, so they're going to be changing the rules potentially, just because this match is going to be so epic. If all the players agree, they might be changing this to a best of 3 rather than a best of 1. I would like to see this. It makes sense. All these players are extremely good. We want to make sure that the best team gets through. Sure. And obviously I want to see some epic games. So, best of 3 is for everyone's benefit, I think. Not sure if the other games are going to be playing best of 3s as well. But the other teams are not as epic as these ones. Co going to be joining us, as well as Jaxie, in the Spectators Lounge. And going to get started right now. The countdown finally going off. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is 6. Thanks for joining me for the first game of the night between Engen Benji and Engen Light versus Alternatives Aaron and Infinity's Revenant on Gutterhawk. That is such a bad name for a map. But nevertheless, am I going to load faster than these guys? No, I'm not. I will load faster than Aaron, though. So, that means I win the game. One of the other ops is slowing us down at the moment. It is not I. It is not I. I would be the prime suspect, I think, because I'm streaming. But, as we can see, both of these, we do have Engen Benji here to the top side. Alternatives Aaron to the right side. Ooh. Actually going to be pausing for 1 sec. So I was a bit confused at the start. The two teams are actually going to be northwest and southeast, which will force the players to duke it out for these gold expansions here where my mouse is and here as well. So obviously taking the center area is going to be extremely important so that you can secure these expansions heading towards your opponent. These backside naturals not going to be so easy to harass, as you know, there's not much space between the main and the extremity of the map to sneak any warp prisms or any overlords around that side. Not going to be able to drop so easily. But mutas would be good on this map just to secure some map advantage. And 2 versus 2s, you know what? You can't expect the same strategies as you would in 1 versus 1s. Players are going to be more and more aggressive just because, you know what? You can get away with it. And if you ever watch the Day 9 Daily on 2 versus 2s, I would recommend it. It's pretty insightful. Just waiting for what's his head to unpause, please, Aaron. Yeah, so we've got identical matchup actually, Zerg Protoss versus Zerg Protoss, and really all these players are of similar standards. It's just going to be down to the tactics, down to the maneuvering. And here we do have the resume game finally. Revenant here on the south side, Engen Light on the left side, Engen obviously being new generation. And we've come full circle, and Benji is still here in the yellow. So both of the Zerg players are going to be sending out their overlords just to scout out if the two Zergs are in close positions, or if the Zerg and the Protoss are in close positions. And here we do see that it has crisscrossed, which should be stopping some of the early shenanigans, I would believe. You always have to be careful of the Zerg in 2v2s, just because you can rush for a really fast pull and have your teammate fund you. Obviously, got to watch out for any sorts of cheese in 2 versus 2s. It's always extremely important to watch out for cheese in team games, just because players are more likely to be silly. And here we do have Engen Light's first scouting probe going to be sent out. At the same time, Aaron going to be sending out his one. However, Lights will be a lot faster. Going to be seeing that Revenant has spawned closer to him. Now let's just take a quick look at this map. We do have the easier to take natural expansion here at the bottom of the ramp. We've got a nice little third setup here on the left-hand side, and a gold main to be debated over. Not sure who's going to be able to take that out quickly. And we also have these watchtowers behind the smoke vents, so you obviously want to take control of those to extend your vision here to the low ground, as well as this expansion. You can see a lot of things. Placing your overloads here in the corners of the map will help you to watch out for any drops as well. And it looks like that Light's going to be going for very standard gate gas. Benji getting his own gas and pull down as well. All the players just going to be prepping up at the moment. Now, in case you are unfamiliar with 2 versus 2s, obviously you want to be keeping your armies as together as possible, I believe, just so that you are at your strongest when you do engage the enemy. There's nothing worse than seeing your teammate cry for help as all of his units go down and you are nowhere near them, and then later they rage at you. You want to keep your units together so that you can expand together, you can defend together, you can attack together, and generally just keep your security up. Of course, this means that you need to keep extremely high map awareness just because there are more units on the map, but also if you keep your army together, then you're covering less surface area. So you need to, watch out for the drops and stuff, watch out for mobility plays. Light going to be seizing the tower for the moment. And it looks like that Revenant is going to be going for pretty fast roaches. Whereas Benji is going to be going for the Baneling route. So if the two top players, if the engine players choose to attack, what's your name, Revenant at the moment, this could spell bad. This could go badly just because Roach has completely shut down the Banelings early game, especially in maps where you have a ramp like this. However, keep in mind that each main does have a backside rocks right here. But what he could do is place these Roaches here on the top of the ramp, and the Protoss could force field as well until all the Banelings go down. But we do have some links coming out for Benji. Some links also for Revenant. Looks like they're going to be hunting down this probe, but it looks like Benji's links are going to be able to get off a couple of free shots right there. Going to be playing Ring Around the Rosie for the time being. Nothing too dangerous at the moment. Actually going to be engaging right there. And it looks like that... Oh, Benji comes out on top for that time being. I actually have health bars on. Whoops. And Light going to be going for a 4-gate early game. Getting out his Warp Gate research extremely low in that Nexus, so Light renowned for his 4-gate play actually in the 1v1s, and Benji coming out with his Speedlings right now, and it's going to be down to who they want to pick off. I would expect for them to take down Revenant first, just because it is much harder to wall off that Zerg. You actually have to do it with physical units rather than buildings. But here we do see that Benji is content just to take up quite a passive position by the tower before moving out, waiting for Light's stuff to get here, I would think. And if they spot the Stalker from Aaron, it could get picked off. Actually, Benji going to be poking up to the front, spotting the wall, actually going to be doing some poking damage, trying to lure out the Zealot, but no, it is on hold command for the time being. And this Stalker is going to be feeling extremely vulnerable, especially when this Overlord finally spots the Speedlings. Should be coming around here to attack it. No, instead they're going to be warping into Banelings at the moment, morphing, excuse me. And the Speedlings not actually engaging the Stalkers, allowing Aaron to have some time to get his Stalkers down to the front. Let's see what Revenant's going to do about it. Not actually going to be moving out himself. Instead going to be defending his own base. And it looks like that Light is going to be teaming up with Benji for the time being. Keep in mind that Aaron is going to be going for a counterattack, it looks like. Perhaps going to be sniping off some reinforcements, but Aaron should be looking for his out for himself at the time being. Baneling Bus coming inside, going to be picking down going to take down the Zealot extremely quickly. The Zerg unit is going to be blocking off the Lights units for the time being, and it looks like that Benji is going to be coming into the main with his Baneling. Stalker is going to be trying to hold this ramp for as long as possible to allow the cleanup with the Banelings and the probes, and actually not hold commanding over this gap, allowing the probes to mineral walk through. Actually, no, they would mineral walk through anyway. It looks like Revenant is forced to engage here with his Roaches. Going to be trying to delay and stall for as much time before Aaron's forces can get back. However, they are down. They actually are going for a counterattack here on the left-hand side. Right here, going to be taking down these rocks, trying to get back at Light. At the same time, Aaron going to be running his probes. And Revenant does not look good compared to the combined forces of Benji and Light for the time being. And right now, it looks like that Light and Benji are going to be holding a commanding lead. Only two Roaches here on the top of the ramp, getting up his Missile 1 upgrade, but it won't be out in time, I don't believe. Looks like that Light is going to be extremely strong right now with this 4-gate. And more links. If you take a look at that mini-map right now, all these Speedlings coming in here. Stalker's doing a lot of damage, and these Roaches and Queen are not going to be able to hold this off, I think, as soon as Benji comes in to reinforce. And here we go. All the Speedlings coming in here, going to be taking down the drones extremely quickly. At the same time, looks like Aaron went through the backside rocks and took down a lot of the probes, if not all the probes for Light, actually. If we go to the unit counting station, he only has 2 left, hidden around the map somewhere, possibly the one that placed the proxy pylon. Actually, no, excuse me, he has 6 left. Aaron is the one with 2 probes left. And it looks like that they will be trying to save their workers, hopefully wishing that their teammate will be bringing them back into the game. However, both of the Singaporean players do not look healthy at the moment. Looks like that Benji is going to be taking his faster units back to defend his main, possibly stall for time, while Light is going to be pulling back, it looks like, from the minimap. But Aaron is actually going to be pushing up here, not controlling the ramp. He could have made a wall with 3 Zealots on the ramp with hold command, instead led the Speedlings back into the base. They are going to be able to get a full surround off, taking down a lot of these Stalkers and the Zealots. This Queen actually running away from a single Zealot, waiting for those links to be able to tank some damage. And it looks like that Benji is going to be fine. No, it's extremely close. So he needs to pull some probes right now. Yeah, all these gateway units are extremely low in health. They should be able to clean this up, no problems. At the same time, it looks like Revenant is feeling like he is in a hole. Oh, they actually call a good game. They know they're in too deep an economic pit. They're too far behind at the moment in the drone count. Their only chance was to go all in. Unfortunately, they do not have the units to enforce that. And so they know they're behind. Might as well get on to the next game. Keep in mind that this is going to be a best of 3, just because this matchup is going to be extremely, extremely epic. And loser will pick the map. So that was game 1. Game 2 going to be coming up.